Wolverine. So what would push you to draw what you drew for 3 likes versus what you drew for 50 likes? You know what I mean? So it's just like this really weird measurement. And I believe that, you know, if you go away from that ideology and you just stick to yourself, because this isn't like, I think a big blame of it is, and I talk about this all the time, I think society pits artists against each other. I think society makes it so that art, it grooms the generations to believe that art can only be entertaining when it's in a competitive format. This is true in American Idol and The Voice and like the work of art, Next Great Artist or whatever, and then Face Off and all those shows. Like, don't get me wrong, they're entertaining. I love watching them. It's really fun. But what it does for a more spongy mind is it teaches you that, you know, art is only good in competition, or entertaining or valuable in competition. I don't think that's true at all. You know what I mean? You can't compete at who's better at expressing oneself. I think that's nonsense. Yeah, but society only cares about business and not, you know, the world must run and grow simultaneously. I always take the long way when I paint anything, so I completely understand the love of the process and being able to really think out about everything you're doing. Yeah, I love thinking. I love thinking before I ink, you know? Yo, Nikki11, hello, welcome, dude. How's it going? But you have a strong voice that comes through in your line work and color palettes. Thank you so much, Savage Heaven. I really appreciate that. Some people just make it look easy without showing their whole process, I think. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the thing. You know, you have in art at the same time, and myself included, some people will step in this room and not see the days that it took to draw this stuff first, you know, before I'm getting to the pretty part. You know, it gets so goddamn ugly before it gets pretty, you know, and that's, I don't know, I think that's what I love about streaming, you know. I love that about streaming, where you're able to just not hide anymore, you know. We see the artist that's itching to play games. We see the artist that is struggling to focus on what's on their table, and we see them persevere, and we see them go through a range of emotions. I think that's the most beautiful part, is inspiring through that transparency. So you should draw for yourself instead of for the audience. Draw for yourself with empathy for the audience. That's the key. Because that's the key in my eyes. You know what I mean? You can't just draw for yourself and only for yourself. This isn't supposed to be a selfish thing. Like, I believe that art is not a gift, and I think it's much more of a responsibility. And I think with that responsibility, it's like, for any of you guys that have grown up with people that had such beautiful lights that they couldn't see it themselves, you know what I mean? They had such wild imaginations, but they were so pinned down by different ideologies that didn't let them run away with these imaginations. And are they supposed to live a whole life not seeing those worlds and those places and those characters and those moments? No, you know, that's where we come in. We're responsible for being windows to a different reality, a different lens, you know? You have great imagination. I have to have a reference. I can draw, but if I can't see it, I revert back to kindergarten style. Very strange, but I am okay with it now. Some artists need reference and some can pull from memory. Well, you know, with the reference thing, you'll go back and forth. And really, I think references are just training wheels, you know? And eventually you'll drop the training wheels, but you know, I still always reference. Even if it's not a very tight reference, like say like for stuff like this, if I was referencing, I would probably pull up like, you know, old Jerusalem or something with kind of like engraved stone and stuff, you know, and have that on there just to kind of look up once in a while and be like, oh, okay, that's a cool shape interaction, and then throw that into there. So a very loose inspiration from it, you know. You do that in your research, you know, when you create mood boards for whatever project you're working on. Oh, for sure, Hyperspace Beast. But it's an entertaining show, you know. Like me, honestly, I really just like seeing the making of everything, and then the reveal, and then I kind of don't really care about who the judges pick next, you know. Awareness is to see more is the real gift. Yes. What's up, Poos, by the way? How's it going, man? NGB Turismo, how's it going? References aren't bad. I understand human anatomy quite well, but sometimes I still need to see how a muscle or bones acts to make a picture feel real. Yeah, absolutely. You got to do whatever it is you got to do. You know what I mean? And nobody, no matter how big their presence is, can tell you otherwise. You know, drawing is hard. And just because somebody else has reached a point in which they don't need the same training wheels as you do doesn't mean that that training wheel shouldn't exist. It's there. Use it, you know. The main point is you have an idea and a vision, and that idea and vision needs to be extracted onto something. Itch that itch, you know what I mean? Scratch that itch. Having an eye already means you are referencing everything you see. But as an artist, there is nothing doing two sets. There's nothing wrong with doing two sets of art, one for yourself and one for your base. Look at Dr. Seuss, absolutely. And you know that's totally something. You know, that becomes a part of what you balance. You know, or what kind of art you make and what you want to do with your art. I don't know. I think the only reason why I find it important to say kind of things like that is just because there are some people out there that are just wanting, you know, the thing is there are big influencers out there, much bigger than I, that want to influence a way of thinking that is just, you know, minimizing and diluting the slow route for the rest of us. It's okay to be on the slow route, honestly. It's okay to be hungry as well, but honestly, why doesn't more people preach balance is what I don't understand. Blanket statements are impossible to make. And, you know, balance is the only true way to achieve anything.